Calvin Klein. Because. Sorry. You know those model commercials where they look sideways because maybe they'll be interested in you. Maybe. Welcome to Holistic Movement, episode 50, I believe. And we're going to start by standing. I'll squat down so you can see my hands in a second. But we're going to unstick the shoulder blades from the rib cage. And I'm showing you my back. I'll try to show you a close-up of my traps and the shoulder blades in particular in a second. But we're going to start with, if you've ever been arrested, you know this position. Maybe this feels familiar. You're going to bring your arms into internal rotation behind you. You're going to engage your butt cheeks and your quads and your abdominal region, because I don't want you to come into this position if you see from that camera. We don't want that. We don't want the chest protruding. We want to keep everything stable except for the arms, the shoulder blades, the whole shoulders actually. Shoulders. So we're going to bring our arms into internal rotation. You have the right to remain silent. And we're going to keep them there in internal rotation for about 3 to 4 seconds. Then we're going to turn the palms forward and we're going to squeeze the hell out of the shoulder blades towards the spine. And when you do that, there's that tendency to push the pelvis forward. Don't let that happen. And try not to raise the shoulders up for now. We're just going to squeeze them towards the shoulder blade as much as possible. You're exerting as much pressure as you can. You're going to tuck that chin under and push the chin to the back of the head. Then as you keep squeezing those shoulder blades towards the spine, you're going to raise the arms up, keeping that butt and quad tight. Keep squeezing inward. We're doing this super slowly, trying not to bend the wrists. And keep squeezing as you slowly raise those arms up. Keep coming upward. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades towards the spine. And then my hands are probably going to go out of the frame. So I'm going to come down like this. Keep squeezing. And then a giant appears above you. And he's grabbing your arms. And he's going to pull your shoulder blades upward as high as possible. You're going to cross one arm in front of the other. I'm crossing the left one in front of the right one. And then I'm bringing those arms forward. Now the shoulder blades go away from the spine as far as possible. Away, 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 away. Nice. That's the first set. We're going to do 2 more. I'm going to stand back up. Now, in today's class, not only are we going to unglue the shoulder blades to create that mobility here, but we're also going to do some shoulder mobility exercises. And then we're going to prostrate ourselves before God and everything that knows us. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know why I just came up with that. We're going to internally rotate the shoulders here. Tighten the butt and the quads. Stay for about 3 seconds. And then we're going to turn the palms forward. You're going to squeeze the hell out of those shoulder blades. Squeeze them toward the spine. Slowly bring the arms on up. Now that prostrate position that I was talking about is just coming into extension and flexion. We're just going to do kind of a position that I learned earlier this week from Feldenkrais and one of my wonderful teachers, Maru. Keep squeezing. Don't let that rib cage deviate or that pelvis. I can feel that mid-back just turn on. Keep bringing those arms up. I'm going to squat on down. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades. And now that giant is pulling your arms up above you and you're hanging from the giant arms. And then the right wrist in front of the other one. And then the shoulder blades go away from the spine. And you might curve your back a little bit. You'll notice from that camera I'm curving my back. I'm hunching a little bit. That's okay. Let's rest here. Take a couple breaths there. I'm going to do 1 more. Tighten the butt and the quads. Engage the rib cage and keep it in line with your pelvis. Hopefully you can see that there. I'm engaging there. The rib cage with the pelvis, connecting them both. Arms are in internal rotation. And then squeeze the hell out of those shoulder blades. I took this one from Eric Wong. His stuff is great. Eric Wong is never Wong. He's always white. But he's not white. He's an Asian. Keep squeeze on. An Asian in the West, and I'm a white man in Asia. Just keep squeezing. Don't let that back arch. And then come on up. You notice it's really difficult for me to breathe. I'm going to bring my left arm on up. I'm going to squat on down so you can see me there. And now my shoulder blades go away, protract, lateral shift there. Keep pulling. It's like someone's pulling your arms forward. I'm arching my back just a little bit, if you can see from that camera. Oh, yeah. Yes. Let those shoulders relax there. Okay. Take a few breaths here. And then see if you can move the shoulder blades a little bit and those shoulders. See how that is now. What do you notice there? I should have done a before and after. God, I suck at doing the before and after. I love those. Before and after. You see the change? Okay, now I'm going to tighten my butt and my quads. And then my left arm goes into external rotation. My right arm goes into internal rotation. Can you tell the wind's a little bit strong there? And then the right arm goes into external rotation, left arm goes into internal rotation. And look at my rib cage. I'm shifting it. Yep. Keeping my butt and quads tight, not letting my pelvis shift. Yep. Let me move that. I feel a little bit of adhesions there on my right there. Internal, external rotation. And if you hear any clicking or pain, please stop. Don't feel like you need to push through the pain. Let's do a couple more. Okay, drop the arms. Let's lie on our backs. Hey, y'all. Let's rest here. Take a few breaths. Let the shoulders fall. And luckily, we have the sunshine. And the sunshine. What do you notice about your shoulder blades? How are they touching the floor here? Maybe more surface areas touching the floor there? For me, they are. Okay, let's bend our right knees. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Come on up. Okay, now we're going to do another movement with the shoulders and arms. Now, if you'll notice, I'm starting my arm in both arms. Let's do the left arm in internal rotation. Then I'm going to bring the arm in next to external rotation, and I bring the inside of my arm towards me. And then you see my hand, cup it through, comes into internal rotation, external rotation. I'll show you from this angle. Okay. This is an old martial arts Bagwazang, a form that I studied for, I lost count how many years. So, internal, external, internal, external. Okay, let's do the other arm. Internal. So look, external, internal, external, internal. So I'm not gonna move my legs. Sorry, I got into the rhythm of that. We're just doing this motion just to help hydrate the shoulder joint and to bring the arm into internal rotation and external rotation. That's all we're doing. Internal rotation, external rotation. External, internal. External, internal. Okay, now watch my legs. I'm going to separate my legs. Let me break this up. I'm going to separate my legs a little bit wider. I'm just going to bend my left knee, bend my right knee. We've done this one before as a functional movement pattern. Keep the legs straight. And now we're going to add the arm movement. That's all we're doing. So we've got the functional movement, we've got the eccentric loading of the glutes, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the feet, the lower legs. Okay, and then watch this. I'm going to, my left arm bends and I bring my right arm into external rotation. I get that rotation of the rib cage. Then right knee bends. I bring the left arm and I rotate my rib cage to the right. Let me show you from this angle. Let me slow it down. Sorry for that wind. Like I'm apologizing for nature. Like I'm in control of nature. What I love about this is that it's functional. We're adding rotation, mobility of the rib cage, but then internal and external rotation of the arms. And then we teach the legs, the glutes in particular, how to adapt to being pulled long. And this for me is very meditative. And you can throw someone as I do that, the mat. Yes. And you may have to watch this for a while to get this down. Keep those feet straight. Let's do a couple more. Okay. I'm going to bring this mat back. We're going to lie on our backs. And hopefully you'll be able to feel your whole body. Let's rest here. Do you feel those glutes? Let's bring our right arm next to our right ear. Bend your right knee. Sorry, my fault. Bend your right knee. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Hello, Schminkman. Roll on over to your left-hand side. And I thought we'd finish with some prostrations. I lived in India and spent some time in Nepal as well. You'd see pilgrims prostrate themselves, walking to religious sites that sometimes they would walk hundreds of kilometers into the Himalayas to these holy sites, and they would have pads on their knees, pads on their hands. If this hurts you at all, please put pillows under your knees, and because this might hurt a little bit. We're going to come into a squatting position. My feet are flat. You can curl the toes under if you want. You can see from this camera angle. My knees are hip width apart, and my hands are in a prayer position. We're going to start with just kind of a yoga position of extension. Lengthen the arms upward. You can look upward if you want. You can also turn your palms forward. You can try both. And then we're going to bring the hands down. And then we're going to bring the butt back and bring our arms forward and come into flexion. It's not about how far you come down. Then bring the head up, spine up. Actually, I'm bringing my chest up first. I'm thinking, how can I bring my sternum up? My hands come back. I come into the prayer position and then come up. Tighten the butt and the quads. I'm trying not to let my pelvis shift forward. I'm trying to keep it centered, and I'm lengthening the spine upward. It's not about the back bend per se, but more decompressing the vertebrae. And then I bring the butt back, prostrate myself down, and then come on back up, and then lengthen upward. I took this from one of my teachers this week, Maru, who has taught me Hakomi, Gestalt psychotherapy, for the past 4 years. She's also a Feldenkrais teacher, an awareness through movement teacher. One of I think it's the top #1 movement modality. And I'll put free classes for you in the comment section and the description. And they're all free, super slow. Bring that chest up, and then the hands naturally come back. Hands in prayer position, extending upward. Yep. You can turn the palms forward if you want, and then come back down. And then come on up. And then lengthen upward. It's amazing, these pilgrims walk hundreds, sometimes thousands. I don't know if that's a bold statement, thousands of kilometers, but prostrate themselves all day, walking, taking steps forward, and then prostrating down, similar to the Muslim world. I love this position because it's a combination of flexion and extension, decompressing the spine, engaging the lower body and the upper body together, opening the shoulders, opening up the hips. Let's do 2 more. Okay, let's come on down one more time. Okay, let's bring the butt forward. Let's line our backs. We're gonna line our backs, and we're all done, folks. Take some breaths here, and notice what you're feeling here. Keep inhabiting your body. Don't worry, after this video is over, you can go back to your busy brain, engaged life. But it's good to just get away from thinking and just feeling the body and its graceful, hopefully graceful movements. Keep falling. Keep resting. See you next week.